I guess we should start with saying a happy birthday to one of our biggest fans, Carol Kristen. You've always been a great supporter, and I just want to thank you so much. I got the Cash App, and I really appreciate it. We got
I really appreciate that too. I thought you want to say happy birthday to Beyonce because I was just like, oh my God, is he saying happy birthday to Beyonce? And, you said to a supporter, I appreciate that, but let me say happy birthday to the queen, the icon, Beyonce Giselle Knowles Carter. Can we just say one nice thing about Beyonce on her birthday? Just one nice thing, please, for me. Just one nice thing.
Well, I can always edit it out. And on that note, I just don't know where to begin. So let's start with Brandy and Monica's verses.
Now, I enjoyed it. I was so happy. I was getting my 90s kid life. I was reminded that Monica has just as many hits as Brandy does. The fashions. Brandy was dressed like Whoopi Goldberg.
That's it. That is a perfect description.
And someone said Monica was dressed like Lord Farquaad on Shrek. I forgot his name, but they were accurate on that too.
I liked Monica's Fendi. I liked the pants. The pants were very 90s because they had that boot cut split for the heel.
I appreciate it because it's an iconic look. Now that if anybody rocks that look, that exact one, we know where it's from. And it's easy to parody too.
I see that silhouette being parodied. But Brandy, that outfit was just garbage. Those jeans were terrible. The shoes were a constant state of what are those?
They said she was wearing those shoes to troll Monica. Before You Walk Out My Life, Monica had those shoes in that video.
Oh, okay.
But if you go look, what Brandy was wearing, that coat is very expensive. It was like a $2,800, $3,000 coat. And those shoes are like over like $1,500.
Okay, so that means her stylist pulled some shit that was tacky. Like Sutton.
Honestly, I thought Brandy won the battle as far as like hits versus hits. But the culture won. They had 1.2 million viewers, and all their records are in the iTunes top 40 for R&B, all of them. So they both won, per se.
Thea Vidal said, I'm rooting for Monica because I will never be here for Brandy and her mother's disrespect. Thea Vidal, if the only time you can get your name in the press is when you bring up a defunct TV show from the 90s that was a one-season wonder.
I didn't know that. Thea said that?
Thea said that.
Wow. I love that show, by the way. That was before her debut album.
She said, I'm tired of people coming at me sideways about Brandy. No one was coming at you. This was the Brandy Monica versus. It wasn't even hosted by Thea Vidal. I never said that she wasn't talented. I do and will always fundamentally disagree with her and her mama's disrespect while we work together on my sitcom, and I stand by that shit. You've been standing for about 30 years, Heifer. Might be time to sit down.
It did come out like almost 30 years ago. It's time to move on.
Show almost old as we are.
Speaking of Brandy's mom, did you know that Brandy was supposed to be in Set It Off as Kimberly Elise's role? But they didn't put her in that role because it was going to affect Brandy's image. So she was on the soundtrack instead.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Because she was really young. Like, that could have been a little gritty for a teen. I would say it could have put her on a path to being more of an actress. But, in that era, there were never that many great roles for Black women anyway. So I think music was the better way for her to go.
Right. Speaking of music, I have a lot of topics in music right now. So this morning, Usher announced that he's having a Vegas residency at Caesar's Palace in July 2021. Now, this is a good look, but I think it's very presumptuous to have a tour right now or announce any tour not knowing what's going to happen this year.
Even, yeah, like next summer, like people gonna be like, we gonna see. Like
I'm gonna wait.
That's very ambitious. That's ambitious. I think Caesars is like, hey, we're still here. We're still here. There's going to be a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reunion special. Speaking of 90s throwbacks.
Oh, is the original Blacktress coming too?
You know she is not invited. They won't even let her in the stream. She would probably try to get on and comment. They already got somebody that we need somebody on Janet Huber Block Patrol.
It would be nice though if she could just, move on from it looks like she has like a chip on her shoulder from whatever Will Smith did to her.
Just like Thea. They've been standing in it and whining about it for 30 years now, and look where their careers are.
I mean, I don't know. I just want peace and love. I mean, I feel like, life is short. Like, just do the reunion because she really did play that role of Aunt Viv. Really well.
They are not letting her into the reunion. She would never want to do the reunion. The second she would get on the phone, I just accepted this job to cuss Will out. You punk ass.
I can totally see it. Totally see it.
Oh my God. Honestly, I would love to set her up to do that. Have her think she's on the phone with Will Smith. I'd pay good money to hear that cuss out.
We all would. We all would.
We should set that up for charity.
So people are talking about Chloe and Halle right now in a bad way. Unfortunately, they came out with this remix this morning of Do It. Everyone loves that song, Do It, or whatever. The remix has Doja Cat, City Girls, and this rapper named Mulatto. Not really familiar with her. People are trashing the song. They said the City Girls messed it up. You have Carisha and Young Miami on Twitter saying, y'all gonna tell us that we messed up the song? It is what it is, but I honestly thought that Doja Cat was the only person that was good on that remix. I don't even think a remix was needed.
I was gonna say, sometimes you don't need to do a remix, and sometimes you don't need everybody on the track. This was not touch it, bring it, babe, watch it, turn it, leave it, stop, format it.
They thought it was.
And the audience thinks differently.
Now, I am happy that we have so many female rappers to choose from now. Because 10 years ago, we didn't have that option. All we had was one feature. So that was the good thing about it. This song did not warrant a bunch of female rappers on it.
Get a better beat, girls. Is there something interfering with your happiness or is preventing you from achieving your goals? Personally, I've been working on my procrastination and putting myself first. BetterHelp will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist. You can start communicating in under 48 hours. It's not a crisis line. It's not self-help. It's professional counseling done securely online. There is a broad range of expertise available, which may not be locally available in many areas. The service is available for clients worldwide. You can log into your account anytime and send a message to your counselor. You'll get timely and thoughtful responses, plus you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions so you won't ever have to sit in an uncomfortable waiting room as with traditional therapy.
Now, BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches so they make it easy and free to change counselors if needed. It's more affordable than traditional offline counseling, and financial aid is available. BetterHelp wants you to start living a happier life today. Visit their website and read the testimonials that are posted daily. Now visit betterhelp.com/roast, that's better H-E-L-P, and join over 1 million people taking charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional. In fact, so many people have been using BetterHelp that they're recruiting additional counselors in all 50 states. Special offer for our Poproast listeners, get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/roast. That's betterhelp, H-E-L-P, patreon.com/roast. So I really want to see Mary J. Blige get her flowers, but I don't know who she should go up against. I was thinking either Faith or Toni Braxton. I think that would be fun for Toni because it's two different types of R&B going towards each other. I heard that Faith doesn't get along with Mary J because back in the day, Mary J was mad at Puffy for trying to give her sound to somebody else, which was Faith. And she was best friends with Kim. And 20-year-old Mary was, what's the word I can use for 20-year-old Mary? Like Mary in her early 20s. She was just not the one. Let's just say that. She was not the one.
With the shits.
She was with the shits. And she was on that stuff. But people grow, and I love growth, you know?
And speaking of Mary's growth, Sunday, the new Power series that she's starring in premiered.
Yeah. Some news that happened earlier this week, Niecy Nash was married to a woman. Huh. Congratulations.
And she just got divorced, and they were saying, oh no, they weren't cheating. They had problems in the marriage before. The problem being there wasn't another vagina.
I was surprised, but I really didn't have any issue with it. I mean, she's happy, but it's crazy that we have Niecy Nash coming out before Queen Latifah and MC Lyte. Ain't that something?
I tell you.
Love is love, honestly, and it's 2020. Who cares? Like, I just want to know why Missy and Queen and MC Lyte are still just like pretending.
For the same reason Drake is, the money. For the same reason Trey Songz is, the money.
No comment.
So Tiana Taylor and her husband are having another reality show. And I feel like they're becoming more known for their reality shows than their music, because every time she wants to release a single, they got a whole series about it.
Yeah, she's more of a personality than an artist to me.
I think that's because of one, Kanye, and two, she popped off at Rihanna and lost that Adidas deal.
I mean, do you think she's interested in, like, her reality shows?
I think she has an interesting look.
That is a very, very nice way of saying what you want to say. Of saying what you really want to say. I read between the lines on that
one. I want to know this since you are the musical expert.
Not expert, but connoisseur.
They were comparing Janae Ikea to Sade. Sade, who only comes out with an album about every 7 years. Sade, who has influenced contemporary music forever.
The disrespect. She's been out since what, 1988?
Uh-huh.
Like, there's nothing in Janae's discography that is even, that you can even equate to Love Deluxe by Sade. You can't. Like, I'm just like, are these, what do you call them, Generation Z? It had to be someone that was born in 2000 and later. I didn't even pay attention to that story because it was just blatant disrespect. Like, people really need to, like, you know, I don't want to sound like Barbara Walters, but read a book or something. Like, go back and listen to, like, music from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. No shade to Janae Aiko, but no.
Janae is cute, but girl, you ain't no Sade.
Does she think that?
I don't think she thinks that.
Lord have mercy. That's like comparing Whitney Houston to, like, I don't know.
Normani.
Yes, exactly. It's that far off. like crazy far off. Like comparing Stevie Wonder to Lil Mama, you know?
Oh.
Like it's absurd. Tyler Perry is a billionaire.
And I'm sadly a part of that because I'm looking forward to season 2 of Sisters.
Oh, Lord. See, I mean, that's why he's a billionaire. And also because, you know, he doesn't hire a writing staff. You know, he does everything for himself. So.
And it shows. And it shows.
It really does. Like, I don't know. I just think the media needs to read the room. Like, we're congratulating billionaires while there's like millions suffering right now.
Sisters will be coming back October 14th on BET.
All right.
I'm going to be watching this, so let's see how much worse it can get.
So Dr. Dre's wife wants nearly $2 million a month in spousal support, and as well as $5 million to cover legal fees. Does she deserve it?
I mean, if you had to put up with Dr. Dre for that many years, hell yeah.
Has she been with him a long time?
Like since the 90s.
Oh, okay.
Wait, let me fact check.
Because he's almost worth $1 billion anyway. So what's a couple mil a month, you know?
1996.
Oh yeah, that's a long time. That's like what, 24 years?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she needs $1 million per year, actually.
I'd have just found somebody with the virus and had them cough on them.
So she can just get all of the money?
Exactly. I don't know what happened. It was the virus. But $2 million a month, yep, his pockets are getting ready to be run. I'd just go on and give the half now. And y'all in California, pay half foreign?
Right.
No.
That's even worse. Like that's something nice, you know, like that's a good offer, you know, compared to, you know, the alternative.
Because then she's going to go after future earnings as well. I want to know, why is it that everyone who leaves Destiny's Child had to be poor and destitute? Since we want to say happy birthday to Beyonce, let's talk about
I wasn't going to talk about that story.
The fact that LaToya Luckett, who's never been that lucky, had to live in her car after being in such a large group. Why is it that Beyonce and Matthew always conspire to keep people and their monies apart?
To be fair, Matthew held all the power. Like, Beyonce didn't get any type of power until she left Matthew. So that was all Matthew. She even says in the story that she reunited with Beyonce at one of her tours that she headlined, and they're good. But that was all like, you know, thieving Matthew.
Okay.
And she said that she was house hopping, and at some points she slept in her car. She wasn't sleeping in her car for like, you know, like weeks. Like, she had to sleep in her car sometimes between studio gigs. And she said her saving grace was a movie role that she landed.
And all that Destiny's Child, you didn't get shit.
It's crazy because she was on Writings on the Wall, and that was when, you know, that's when they made the switch, like kind of before the album came out. That's all her vocals, and that's one of like their best albums. So that's kind of shocking.
I mean, Latavia had the same story, broke and on the street.
But if you don't have any writing credits and you're getting like a quarter of the earnings, then that's taxed too. Like, I guess I can see why.
It was very dream girls. They had those girls out there working for pennies on the dollar.
The original Those Girls. Do you miss Star?
I actually thought about, when I saw Journey, I thought about Empire for some reason. I don't know why I thought about Empire. And I was like, man, Wednesday nights used to be lit. We would like when Empire was good, or when we were like, what the hell? We would watch Empire, then get a little bit of Those Girls. Because I'm sorry, every sissy knows I Bring Me. Every sissy knows that song. So they can act like they wasn't watching. We was watching her. We was watching saying, yay, Miss Lawrence. So yeah, I miss Star.
Okay.
But now I have P-Valley, and that's giving me Those Girls energy that I need.
Okay, I'm enjoying P-Valley actually too. I'm on episode 5.
And in more Beyonce news, no, this is just shocking and not a put down. Beyonce sent Katy Perry flowers for the birth of her daughter, Daisy. I didn't know Beyonce knew what a Katy Perry was.
Yeah, she knows Katy. I mean, Katy was that girl like a few years ago.
She was.
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 In all caps, underlined 3 times. Was.
That was,
girl.
she had a white Ashanti career. 3 albums and you're done.
Yeah, it kind of sucks because she has a new album out and no one cares. Nobody.
Honestly, when she came out with Switch Switch, and I was like, okay, this is cute. And I was like, nobody else is listening to this. Nobody. Like, that's when I knew. It's like we just woke up and said, enough out of you.
Oh, you said Switch Switch. I'm like, what song was that? Okay, the one with Nicki, Swish Swish. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that song too. It was a cute little dum 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 dum. Speaking of just going back to those girls, and you said you thought of Journey. Like, Journey is killing it on Lovecraft Country. Like, she gave a really good, that was her episode. When she was like conjuring those spirits, I was like, this is Emmy worthy.
And when she was breaking up those cars with the
her lemonade moment.
I was like, oh, yes.
Yep.
The green dress with a little bit of shimmy. That show is just blowing me away every episode.
Like, I'm glad we have this spectrum now where we have good, entertaining, quality, original content and Tyler Perry. Way over here.
You know, a little something for everyone.
Yes. Then we have like the P-Valleys in the middle.
Okay, where it's like, it's high drama, but still ratchet.
Yes.
And speaking of television, Issa Rae says season 5 of Insecure will return when COVID cases are down.
So 2022.
Yeah, and the truth is, after that bullshit with canola oil, I ain't no rush.
Like the Don't Rush Challenge, actually. Issa Rae right now is on vacation, like a really beautiful vacation right now. And it's nice to see because she deserves it. She puts in work. But I really want her to take her time before she gets to writing Insecure, because seeing what shows like I May Destroy You does in 30 minutes, like, she needs to learn from that.
You said Michaela can school you.
Yes. I think she needs to be a guest writer on the show, actually.
Mm-hmm. You know, also Michaela is from British TV where they're used to doing 30 minutes, everything concise, 10 episodes is a super long season for them. So I think it's just a style of writing that we draw things out and things go on. And I think they were focusing, there's so much on like the lighting and how the show is shot. And I'm like, you can talk. We need a little more focus on the dialogue than rather these great dramatic scenes of Los Angeles.
Right. Like, I was just so mad at that season finale, like how long it took them to find Amanda with no payoff. No payoff whatsoever. That face.
I don't know how you're expecting payoff when you're talking about Amanda Seales.
Insecure can even learn from Lovecraft Country because those first 2 episodes was a season. Like, to me it was.
I love how it's like every episode is almost its own anthology.
Right.
It's like reading a comic book. Like, I feel like every episode is its own comic book.
Do you experience stress or have anxiety or chronic pain or have trouble sleeping at least once a week? Well, you're not alone. Many of us do. Now, personally, I know I experience anxiety, and that can affect, my filming. That can affect me like going outside even some days, and it even messes with my sleep. But I discovered Feuds. Now, what is Feuds? Feuds is a premium CBD delivered directly to your doorstep. Feuds naturally helps reduce stress, anxiety, pain, and sleeplessness. Now, with my anxiety, Feuds really helped. Like, it's really easy to take. You place a few drops of Feuds under your tongue, and you feel the difference within minutes. The thing to remember about CBD is that finding your right dose is important, and everyone's dose is different. So leave room to experiment over the course of a week or so. You may need to take more or less to get the effects that you're after.
New to CBD? Feuds offers a free CBD hotline to help guide your personal experience. Feuds works naturally to help you feel better. There's no high, hangover, or addiction. Join the Feels community to get Feels delivered to your door every month. You'll save money on every order, and you can pause or cancel at any time. Feels has me feeling my best every day, and it can help you too. Become a member today by going to feels.com/roast, and you'll get 50% off your first order with free shipping. That's FEALS.com/roast to become a member and get 50% automatically taken off your first order with free shipping. FEALS.com/roast. I have a feeling that you're going to bring up someone with dirty feet.
Nope. That's another main topic. So the first, I wanted to get into like one of the main topics, but Dancing with the Stars has announced their lineup and who's gonna and who's been cast. So the notable celebrities that we care about and who we all know: Sky Jackson, Jenny Meyer from The Real, Nev, I think that's his name, from Catfish.
Okay.
Nelly, which, I don't mind seeing Nelly as long as he doesn't talk. And last but not least, the star of Tiger King and alleged murderer, Carol fucking Baskin.
I like that you threw an alleged murderer.
Like, did we see this coming? I think we all saw this coming.
I did not see Dancing with the Stars coming for her.
The law needs to come for her. That's what it really needs. That's what. Shit. Like, this needs to be a. Hopefully, they can catch her in some type of lie, and the cops will be waiting in the back. But yeah, like, I cannot imagine her dancing, doing ballroom type dancing and shit like that.
Well, I mean, if she can, move a body around, I think that she might have some skills on the floor.
Like, it's like, hell, you cool cats and kittens. It's Carol Baskin here for the.
Oh God, her cat print outfits.
We're gonna see a bunch of cat print. Cat print.
Cat print.
And we have to, some shady producer has to make her dance to Savage. Like, we have to.
We'll see.
Like Carol Baskin killed her husband, whacked him. Like, I gotta hear Savage. As far as anybody else, I don't really care. I'm just probably gonna watch it for Nelly and Carol Baskin. Oh, and Tyra Banks will be hosting it this year.
Oh, and that's gonna make it so much more interesting. Oh, thank God. Tyra will solve it all.
I tried.
I have watched that show. It needs to be a 30-minute show. And because it's like an hour and a half it's like, I ain't got time. And then every episode, it's about the struggle of practicing. Okay, you can do that the first time, but after you've been doing this crap for 8 weeks, we don't care anymore. You got a little bruise from popping your pussy, big deal.
Okay, so we don't have time or fucks. Got it.
That show's too long. Tamron Hall is sitting down with Andrew.
Oh my God. We see each other. I was just about to say that. Okay.
Tamron Hall is sitting down to interview Andrew Gillum and his wife.
She's not leaving him anymore. She's staying with him.
Where is she gonna go? Clearly, you know what? I would stick with the poor choice I already made, then run out and make a new one.
T.
If you can't love the one you want, stay with the sissy you with.
Ooh, we need that on a shirt or a mug.
Oh, the picture they used of him talking at a podium, and he has had his hand like. Why they gotta use that picture with just that little snap in the wrist?
Somebody was being very shady with that.
That was shady.
So Andrew addressed the incident in a public statement announcing his decision to enter rehab. According to press release from the Tamron Hall show, Andrew would discuss his swift fall from grace, his rehabilitation experience in the face of adversity, and share what life looks like now. His wife is by his side to discuss the impact this has had on their marriage and their family and what the future holds. A brief snippet of the interview was featured in a promo. He said he cried every day.
Well, no, according to what was going on in that hotel room, Snippet was right.
Oh. It premieres September 14th on the Tamron Hall show. I gotta give it to her. I mean, that's a good interview.
That's a great way to start the season.
Yeah. Also, she will be interviewing Stassi Schroeder after the whole Vanderpump Rules fiasco. So I think that's going to be a little bit interesting, too, to see what she has to say.
I don't give a fuck what a racist bitch has to say.
Well, all right.
Why give these people a platform? I mean, honestly, like, she's not worthy or interesting or talented enough to even try to rehabilitate. Just throw her away like the piece of trash she is. Sorry, I just don't think that we have time to save skanks these days. And speaking of skanks, Masika and Hazel.
Where to begin? Like, where
we
begin?
You start at the bottom. You start with the dirty feet and the run over shoes, and you work your way up to those cankles, those bloated cankles from too much filler. Start sleeping all around the body.
Ray J and his wife, Princess, are executive producers of this show. I forgot it's called, just Conversations or some shit.
The Conversation.
So it's going to be on Zeus, right?
Zeus.
There's no type of, they marketed it as like there's no other people in the room, but we clearly see production and security ready to intervene. I'm guessing they thought that they would have a civil conversation about their long-standing beef, which, where did it come out of? It came out of some rapper or producer that they were both talking to or something? Is that where it started?
I honestly can't remember how it started. I think that they were both just taking pot shots at each other. Then they ended up on the show together. Then Masika said she wasn't going to make people famous, but you've got dirty feet and you're out here fucking Fetty Wap for, child support. Like, you got with him to conceive and you thought you were going to live the life being the baby mama of the latest rapper. Well, he was a hot rapper for a minute, and it was a literal minute. And now here you are taking movie roles in YouTube productions.
And getting fired.
Before you can cash your first check. You're out, because I know Fetty ain't got shit for you. He told his wife he ain't got shit for her either.
So it was a very interesting promo. Before that, we heard the story on Shade Room that the police were called and they got into like an altercation. But we see on the promo that, they were sitting across from each other, trying to have a civil conversation. It looked like Hazel E actually came, to squash the beef, but Masika looked like she was on ready. I think it looked like she was ready to fight her, honestly. Like, she has just so much vitriol for Hazel E, like the hatred.
Masika has all that hate really for herself because she's fucked up her face and she's wasted her life. Now she's saddled with a child and a father that doesn't want it. She's mad at herself.
Oof, okay.
She's mad at herself. She's made poor choices for the past 38 years and has very little to show for it.
Now, was Hazel E pregnant in that scene? Because
when you're as ugly and odd shapen as Hazel E, how can we ever guess what that body would look like pregnant? I have no idea. She looked like a slug, I can say that, but was she with child or not? Only time will tell. It could be pregnancy, could be gas, like with Mariah Lynn's mother.
It was very, very unflattering, that look on her, whoever styled her.
Hazel E's face is unflattering, so there's never going to be any improvement. It's hopeless from the beginning.
Like a penny with a hole in it. I'm telling you.
Ah!
So they're talking or whatever in the promo, and I'm guessing someone's child was mentioned or something like that.
Yes.
And
somebody talked about Masika's child, and I'm like, look, you had a child support baby, and if you don't like it, then you should marry the man that you're with.
Fair. Like, Masika is cursing her out for filth, like calling her a bitch with the hard B, threatening her life. And Masika looks like she would fight a pregnant woman, so I'm gonna just assume in this scene that Hazel E was pregnant. If she wasn't, let us know in the comments. But Masika, they must have got close to each other because Masika's wig was gone, and we saw her wig cap. So they must have like scuffled a little bit.
Well, I want to know if you're coming to an event like this and you know your hair may be in jeopardy. One, well, I don't know what she's got underneath that wig cap, but you would think that they would stitch it down so that it's not, just, okay, we got cap. I could see Masika taking it off though and being like, I ain't even gonna give you nothing to grab. Let's get to it.
That could be a reason too. Like maybe she just pulled it off herself.
I could see Masika doing a headbutt, like.
Yes. I don't know.
I can't side with either of them. It's like picking diarrhea or constipation. Both are uncomfortable and shitty.
Yeah. Will you be watching?
Oh, I will be watching. I will definitely be watching. You don't miss that. That's like two alley cats fighting in the street. You're gonna go look.
Two dirty alley cats at that.
Mm-hmm.
Just fighting by the trash, fighting by the dumpster. It looks like it could just be one episode. I hope they don't try to like extend that into like more than one episode.
It'll probably be 2 parts.
Lord. And just to round out this story, Masika says that she has no regrets for what she did about the whole kidnapping, that faux shit that she did for her OnlyFans. She says, now we have an open dialogue. And I say we now have an open dialogue that you are a truly terrible fucking person. That's the open dialogue that we're having right now.
And you know what? That movie you were in has an open role. So a lot of things opened, like your legs. Like your legs.
We'll call you tomorrow. Oh my God, we got 2 double entendres in that one. In the open. The role is open just like your legs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Okay.
While we're on Love and Hip Hop, Keisha Cole and Booby agree to no child or spousal support in the divorce because they done wasted all their money on the attorneys.
Yeah, they did. They have been divorced for a very long time. But they're just now settling. Just now. She already had a new baby and a fling.
Aubrey O'Day has been offered $100,000 to bear it all on some camgirl website. Now, my question is, if you wanted to see a naked doll, a naked plastic, item, you could go into any Walmart, Kmart, Target. Do they still have Kmart? Target.
No.
I don't know why they're wasting their money on plastic. You could make that mold yourself.
Honestly, I think she can make more money on OnlyFans. She can make just as much.
People really want to see that?
Yeah. You'd be surprised.
Well, let's get to some Housewives news. First, the Ode. And not Dorinda. But Ed Hartwell has been ordered to pay Keisha Knight Pulliam $34,000 in back child support, in addition to his $3,000 a month current child support order.
Wow. Wait, she wants $34,000 a month from him?
No, he's only supposed to pay $3,000, but he ain't been paying. So now he's got back child support.
Oh, okay.
Get news. I don't know why she ran up after Lisa Hartwell's droppings, but okay. I mean, you saw on TV he wasn't shit.
I agree.
Like, I saw him on TV and I was never like, ooh, yeah, I want that. And I sure wouldn't have a child with it. Like, maybe if you wanted a football player for one evening, you go have your little fantasy, but you don't marry him.
So just like the Von Dutch brand, Carrie Hilson or Katy Perry's careers, fads, they come and go. And fads are fun, but when it comes to nutrition, you need facts and not fads. Now, here's a fact. Collagen is the single most abundant protein in your body. It holds everything together from bones, muscles, and tendons to hair, skin, nails, and even your GI tract. But once you hit your mid-20s, collagen production slows. Signs of aging, lines and wrinkles, decreased mobility, and slower recovery, these all stem from less collagen in the body. So what's the solution? So if you're not keen on fast tracking the aging process, Bubs Naturals is the way to go. So Bubs Collagen and MCT oil products are designed to help you feel amazing and live a fuller life. There are tons of collagen products out there, but in terms of excellence, Bubs has cornered the market. It's exceptionally soluble and highly bioavailable, which means it easily makes in hot or cool drinks and sees the benefits fast. It's 100% sustainably sourced, grass-fed, pasture-raised peptides. There's no flavors, fillers, or impurities. Nothing more or less than the best collagen out there. And 10% of every Bubs Natural sale goes to charity. So you'll feel great while doing good.
I love Bubs because it's so easy to add in my routine. I take a packet of the MCT oil, I put it in my smoothie in the morning, it blends right in, and it's like having a cup of coffee, except it lasts all day rather than the high jitteriness. I've noticed that I've been more focused, alert, and I think funnier. Collagen has been shown to promote vitality, improve recovery, and facilitate faster healing. Your joints will thank you too. Collagen contains glycine, which boosts your ability to bend and flex pain-free. Bubs Collagen has more nitrogen than other proteins, like whey, giving muscles better fuel for intense training. Get 20% off your first order when you use promo code ROAST at bubsnaturals.com. That's 20% off with promo code ROAST at bubsnaturals.com.
In other Housewives news, Garcelle says Kyle Richards is full of shit as charity feuds escalates. Now, I saw the reunion. I actually just did my review on it. I gotta say, just from watching it before I get into the article, I honestly think that it was just a mistake. Like, Garcelle has $5,000. Like, more than $5,000. She's booked and busy. I just think that it was an oversight.
If I ever donated anything on national television, I'm going to be making sure that check clears. I could see Kyle getting the check, opening it up, and saying, "See you at the reunion," throwing it away. Unlike Nene, Garcelle actually paid. The Detroit school system is still waiting for their $20,000 donate.
And at the end of the day, she paid. So it should just be done.
And I mean, with the Alaskan dividend that Nene gets, it should be really easy for her to come up with $20,000.
Right.
Do you know what the Alaskan dividend is?
No.
It's the money that they pay people for having like the oil fields and all that crap up there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, fun fact, I found that out when I was in the Army because people wanted to go to Alaska because they would get the dividend, which was like an extra $2,000 a year or something.
Oh, okay.
I wonder if they still do that. And maybe it's to get people to live there. I don't know.
That does sound about right, because who would want to live in Alaska?
I hear it's pretty.
I just wanted to share this random tweet that a supporter sent to me. It just gave me a good chuckle. So someone tweeted Sierra versus Carrie Hilson for the next verses. Now, before you respond to that, someone retweeted that and said, Sierra is not about to come down from the heaven Russell created for her just to hear Carrie play Pretty Girl Rock 10 times. That was a good tweet. I just wanted to share that.
I mean, really, Carrie Hilson has Pretty Girl Rock and The Way I Are. And that's really Timbaland's song.
And turning it on, or turning me on, or some shit.
That's the one that got her into trouble.
Yes.
She should have turned it off.
Wow, we really went through these topics. Like I have all this, and we did almost all of them. So airlines are now adding passengers to no-fly lists for refusing to wear masks. So Delta already has 270 people on the no-fly list solely for not wanting to wear masks. Isn't that just so crazy? Like you're gonna get yourself on a no-fly list because you're being difficult.
The airlines ain't playing.
Yeah,
They like, we are about to go broke. We ain't got time for your shit. Put your mask on and sit the fuck down.
right. And I just traveled to get here, from New York, and my experience was, they're not allowed to have middle seats anymore. So they're already losing money right then and there. Now, I know people say, it sucks to have your mask on the duration of the entire flight. It is a bitch. But I will say, instead of using the cloth mask, you should use these masks because it's easier to breathe through on a flight. Just saying.
Yeah, for like a long flight, I could see that being more comfortable than a cloth where it's like, after a couple hours, it's like damn near moist.
Exactly. Ugh, that word, moist. Ugh.
People are upset with how Lisa Rinna and Erica Jane confronted Denise Richards at the reunion. I'm sorry, but I feel like everything that Erica said was justified.
I agree. Like, Denise didn't look good on part one. Like, I literally just filmed my review before I did Poproast. Like, Denise looked like a hypocrite. Like, they got her on camera saying shit that she just said on the reunion. I didn't say that. I'm just like, you did. You did. Just own it.
We're playing the tape. And then also, Rinna has every right to be upset because she was like, look, I've been trying to get the truth out of you and you won't tell me, but then you're saying I'm not being a friend. Being a friend doesn't mean supporting you in your lies.
So you saw that.
Your lesbian lies. Now here's the thing. Now that we know Brandy and Denise have clicked and clapped, Robin and Gabrice, it's time to come on out the closet like Niecy Nash.
Oh, Lord. I think Giselle was invited in the bedroom with Juan and Robin.
No, I don't see Juan being interested in Giselle.
I can see that though. Like they look like they have a rapport with each other. When they met up to talk about him proposing.
Like he's the third wheel in their relationship. Like Giselle gives me a pillow princess, and Robin gives me a touch me not. So they're perfect together.
Okay. I'm wondering, like, after they're married, like, what is her plot line?
Poverty. Oh, you know what? After they get married, then you know what plot line comes next after you get married.
It better not be. It better not be. They're not gonna have another baby.
No, it may be that. It may be that. It probably won't be. Could be. I was gonna say moving. They're gonna have to get a house and they're gonna have to furnish it. That's been Toya's plot line for 3-4 seasons on Married to Medicine, so it can be done.
I just can't believe she's been on for 5 seasons and you can't get yourself a house in Potomac? 5 seasons.
No, the DMV is expensive as hell. That's why they're staying in that apartment.
Yeah, someone said that there's only 2 cast members that live in Potomac. It's Monique and Karen, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, all those little towns are really expensive. Bethesda is high as hell. Like anything like out of the DC area is expensive. So even if like Great Falls is expensive, it's still a $900,000 barn. So these places are still high.
Speaking of which,
and Giselle has such a turkey in the straw neck. A barn is appropriate for her. Turkey in the straw, turkey in the hay, turkey in the tacky house all day.
Jesus. There's a song in that somewhere.
Oh no,
But,
Turkey in the Straw is a song. It's an old song.
oh, okay.
Like something you hear on like Bugs Bunny or something.
Right. It sounds like a banjo and a tambourine is a part
Mm-hmm.
of it.
Absolutely. And just like Giselle's neck. It sounds like a banjo. It's got her neck has some twang to it.
Someone made like a big deal on Twitter that like all the housewives of Beverly Hills, like only 2 of them actually live in Beverly Hills.
Okay, so if they live in Hidden Hills or Bel Air, it's such an issue.
Or the Valley or some shit like that.
Like
Or Malibu.
Yeah, Malibu, exactly. Malibu is nicer than Beverly Hills, in my opinion.
They got the coin. I mean, they just have nicer houses elsewhere, you know?
Right, like Beverly Hills doesn't work for everybody.
Hell, Teddy's house, no matter how we feel about her, that's a nice ass house.
Yes. Yes.
Like, I can't even see any of the housewives, well, outside of Monique on Potomac, getting in a house like that. Oh, can we just do one more thing on Housewives? I know, like, some people hate when we're on Housewives so long, but I just want to know what you think about Wendy, because so many people have something to say about Wendy versus Ashley and who was wrong. I just want to know, who do you think was wrong in that situation?
I think that Wendy took it to 10 when it really could have stayed on like a 3. And also I feel like you just got into this group and you're acting like you really know these people. Like calling Ashley a fake bitch when you've had like 2 interactions.
That's true.
It just seemed like a really quick jump. I think that Wendy has such an attitude because she's saying things at Candace's behest. I think that Candace told her, have an attitude with Ashley. Make sure you let her know to call you Dr. Whoever. I could see it. Candace is petty like that, and she doesn't have much of a plot line. She's got to get back good with the other ladies so she'll have someone else come on and do her bidding. Very Candy Burrs.
That is very Candy Burrs. I was just going to say that just in the beginning, I thought I had some sympathy for Wendy because it kind of just escalated, because Ashley is no punk. Like, she's going to like be real direct with you no matter what. She's not intimidated by nobody. I like that about her, actually. But she kind of started a little bit when she said that, oh, well, my husband has like a business. Like, and then Wendy was just like, well, my husband has a business too. And it just started getting like a little bit more, I don't know, Ashley wasn't making it any better. But at the very end, I think, what would it cost Wendy to just apologize? You know, like, I'm sorry, you know, I was frustrated. I may have taken it out on you. But she couldn't do that. And I'm just like, okay, you need to just apologize.
I mean, that's very Candace, not apologizing.
That is a very good point.
2 peas in a tired ass mama's pod. Oh, and lastly in Housewives news, Teresa has put up that ugly, tacky mansion because her and Joe are finally divorced, and now she has to sell it to pay him off.
Oh, I'm not really looking forward to Jersey. They can take all the time they need.
It's going to be a lot about Teresa, and it's going to be a heavy fast forward, like they have a heavy eyebrow. 50 Cent doesn't want a G-Unit movie. He'd like to forget about it. So would we.
Yeah, I want to forget about 50 Cent.
Yeah, exactly. We want to forget about you like your children want to. Vivica needs to forget him. So there's a lot of forgetting going on, 50. And you're at the center of it. Cynthia said she's enjoying the fresh meat on the show. She says it's a little too early to tell everything that's going to happen now, but she's enjoying the ladies she's working with. And I guess that means she's enjoying not working with Nina.
I was like, the irony is like, she needs to be replaced with fresh meat.
Well, no, it's going to be her wedding send-off season. And then we're going to move her out to LA.
Oh, okay. Well, hopefully we can get rid of her mid-season. Like Tinsley.
You're like, after that wedding, get on.
Yeah, because we already seen the first wedding, you know, with that tacky wedding dress, that silver one.
Well, first she was marrying poor. Now she's marrying upper middle class.
Good point. Good point. Because I feel like she paid for her wedding.
Bravo paid for her wedding. But yeah, I agree with you. It's time for Cynthia to go.
Yes. I'm trying to think, like, will this season be any good? Like, I don't know.
I think because we're going to have all of the virus drama, there's going to be something interesting.
All the what drama?
The virus drama.
Oh, okay. I don't know who King is going to fight with since she doesn't have Nene.
Ooh.
So who's going to fight?
Well, she can always fight with her husband. Oh, wait, he's never around either. And in other, Housewives news. Apparently, they had a little lie detector test on Love and Marriage Boot Camp, and Phaedra lied saying she wanted a sexual relationship with Medina. She does not.
Is that show still going on?
Apparently. And he's like, then what are we doing here? This is madness. It's like, it's not madness, it's a check. You're an out-of-work actor. She's an out-of-work charlatan. So you both came on this show to eat free craft services and put a roof over your heads.
I thought she was a lawyer.
Oh, goodness. It seems no one is trusting her with their cases.
I can see that.
I mean, you could have a law degree, but if you ain't got clients, I mean, people saw what you did for Bobby Brown and they said, no, thank you.
Yeah, I think he lost, didn't he?
Every time he went to court with her.
That reminds me of win a case. Win a case.
Win a case. I mean, you saw how she was trying to help Sheree.
Oh, yeah, but Sheree didn't pay her.
But Bob Whitfield outmaneuvered her.
That's true, too.
Caitlyn Jenner says being trans wasn't a big part of her divorce from Kris Jenner. I could see that because Kris Jenner is an ass, a controlling, manipulative ass. Being trans doesn't have anything to do with her being an ass.
We see each other on that because I was going to say Kris Jenner is definitely manipulative. They know what they were doing in that marriage. I think she married him for a come up.
Yeah. He was fresh with that Wheaties money. And her life insurance was probably dwindling down. So she said, I need a new cash infusion, and hopped on.
This company has used the acronym WAP in a really nice way. Wear a mask, please. WAP.
Okay, that's cute. Even Andrew Lloyd Webber did a version of the song.
I saw that. Like, I never thought that song would be that big. Well, on that note, we'll see you sooner than we see Carol Baskin behind bars.
We'll see you sooner than we see Nene on Housewives.
Poor Nene.
And she's not that poor. She just doesn't have any taste, or class, or style, or diction, or poise, or common sense. But I could keep going on about what Nene doesn't have. We'd be here all day.
We will.
You know what she does have, though? Antlers. Antlers.
I'll call you tomorrow, girl.